Hello my friends, I'm Jay Kyle and we are going to play some ARK, Survival Evolved. Now, we are not going to play the multiplayer, although there is an array of servers to play on, both public and private. Lots of different options, lots of different game modes. You can do primitive, you can do hardcore, where you die, you lose everything, or you can just do normal, official, private, lots of options. But we are going to play single player. Why are we playing single player, you might ask? Well, a lot of you have looked at these survival multiplayer games, looked at DayZ, looked at H1Z1, looked at The Forest, looked at Reign of Kings and all these other great survival games, and thought, man, this is really fun. I like surviving, I like PvE, I like going against the environment, I like trying to stay alive against monsters, against hunger, against fatigue, but I don't like being griefed by other players. And that is a very valid concern. It's a very valid thing to not want. ARK is pretty unique. There's not a whole lot of other of these survival games that have a single player option. So here we're looking at your ARK settings. You can change all sorts of things. If you just want to stroll in the park and you just want to prance around with your dinosaurs, you can turn the difficulty level off. You can have the dino resistances off. You can, up your damage really high. You can lower the damage of your dinos. You can make nighttime last really long or not at all, how quickly the day cycle is. All these amazing options that you have just to customize your ARK experience. I haven't played another game that has an option like this. I absolutely love it. Of course, I pretty much play standard. I'm not going to mess with any of these settings. I'm going to leave the difficulty to the standard 0.2, which is, I'm pretty sure that's what it is when you go into multiplayer. It's going to be set to that. Now, I am going to allow third-person camera and alter my settings just a tad. No, that's about it. You can also host a non-dedicated multiplayer session. And what that means is you can play with your friends over Steam just on your single-player game. If you like playing with friends, if you've got like 3 other guys that have ARK, but you don't want to have to deal with a clan of 30 people that are on all the time, that are constantly griefing and raiding your base, you can just play with your friends. You can jack the difficulty up, you can jack it down, and just do a PvE game. Or if you want to have, you like 2 teams of 2, have your friends go up and try warfare against each other without having interference from anyone else. This is a great way to do that as well. Or you can, of course, do a dedicated server and do it that way as well. So here we go. We're going to jump into the ARK. Okay, we have loaded in. It is nighttime. That is actually quite annoying, especially since it's daylight and I've got a bunch of glare on my monitor right now. So we're going to start off with pretty much the way you start off any other survival game, punching trees. Now you'll notice in the bottom corner there, you've got 2 things that have gone down from punching that tree: my health bar and my stamina. Now in this game, as opposed to Minecraft or any other of the games I've played personally, your health goes down whenever you punch stuff. So you don't want to do that for too long. You want to make yourself some tools pretty quick. And the first thing you start off with is an engram for a stone pick. Now, we've got most of the supplies for that. We just need a few more thatch, which thatch is one of the resources you get from punching trees. So this looks like a tree, and I'm going to continue punching it. And yeah, there we go. Now we got enough for a pickaxe. We're going to go ahead and make that right away. Go to our inventory. I like mine in the number 3 slot. And here we go. Get ourselves a pickaxe. Now we can get resources quicker and without taking any damage. Look at that. Look how fast that is. That's brilliant. And we can also now get a different resource, flint, from rocks. You can also occasionally get stone with a pickaxe, but it's not quite as common as flint. Although this is proving me... Oh, yeah, there's more flint. We're going to go ahead and break this giant rock here. And get ourselves a few more trees. Now you'll notice our experience bar there going up rather quickly. It's for the first few levels you do level up fairly quickly. Just like with most games, it doesn't take a whole lot of experience to reach level 2. And that's a good thing because you cannot make anything else opposed to what you aside from what you start with until you hit level 2. So let's go ahead and just beat on this rock until we level up. Bam. All right. Level up. Let's go ahead and open our engram here. We can make a torch. I'm going to hold off on that for now. No, I'm going to make a torch. But, so we level up. You get to pick some stats. This is another thing that I really love about this game. You can level up your character and really, really customize it. I typically will start with health. You never want to die. Dying's bad. You drop all your stuff. You might not get it back. Melee damage is another good one to level up, especially if you're playing on a PvP server. Movement speed, you can never go wrong. Fortitude makes you harder to knock unconscious, so that's another excellent choice. Stamina, and again, you can use tools for longer before you gotta deal with that. So we're going to go ahead and put a point into health. And this is the other unique thing about ARK. In most games, you can go on a wiki and learn very quickly, well, to make a spear, all I need is some wood, some flint, and a stick, and then I'm good. Well, in this game, you can know what it takes, but until you have learned the engram here, you can't actually make that thing. So we're going to start with the stone hatchet to help get wood easier. We're also going to grab the campfire so we can have some light and so we can make some food. And we'll have to learn those other things as we level up. You'll notice it is pretty dark. Obviously the torch helps a really bit. Now, if you'll also look to the corner of my screen, you'll see that little meat leg, which is mostly empty at this point. That's my food. As you can see, I'm starving to death. So I'm going to run up to these bushes and hold down the action button. And these bamboo shoots, I can also gather berries from these guys as well. And that's going to be the first food you typically start out with, is berries. That's what's going to keep you alive for a little bit. And there's a wide variety of berries you can eat, or that you can find even. And you'll eventually, as you level up in the game, as you get more advanced, you can get dinosaurs, which help you harvest the berries and help you get food. You can also kill dinosaurs or birds or other things for meat, which you can cook, which the meat lasts a lot longer and it also gives more hunger. So that, of course, is an ideal source. Or you can start your own farm and you can grow potatoes, carrots, wheat, and those foods last quite a bit, especially when you put them in a nice box there. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a little campfire here. We're going to go into our inventory. We got a bunch of tinto berries. We're going to hit the use, and you notice our food going up. We were just about to start starving, so we're going to eat all of these guys. A quick tip, though, early in the game, you never want to eat narco berries. And the stem berries aren't usually a good choice as well. Narco berries is what you use to make a dinosaur unconscious. Sorry, keep a dinosaur unconscious so that you can tame it. You gotta feed it narco berries, or later in the game you can feed it narcotics. The mejo berries here, these purple berries, those are the most effective for taming dinosaurs. So I usually will not eat those unless I'm like really starving and gonna die. I'll save those for my pets. If I want to tame a pet, that's the best way to go about doing it. So here we go. We're just going to gather some more food so we don't die and wait for daytime and hope we don't get eaten by raptors, because that's a real thing that can happen. Oh, what's this here? Hello, little friend. Looks like we found ourselves a dodo, and it looks like there's another one nearby. Yep, there's the mate right there. Hey, buddy, it's a male dodo. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna peck the shit out of this little guy. Oh, bah! Choo, 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 choo. Gone. Okay, one dodo's gone. Now I'm gonna go ahead and harvest this dude for some meat, which we'll cook later. However, his mate here is a little upset. Now, we're going to do something else with the mate here. We're going to punch it with our fists. We're not going to use the axe. And bam, we just knocked a dinosaur unconscious. So you see its little unconscious bars going down. We can also tame it. So we're going to put some berries in here. And I'm going to eat these so I don't die. And put the narco berries in there to keep it down. So you notice, you see that little taming bar that's coming up there. The concept is the same with every single dinosaur, although some require different things to tame. Where is it here? Torpor. This is what determines if it stays unconscious. Once this reaches 0, it comes back to life. So we put the narco berries in here, and if we remote use item, you'll notice that number goes up a little bit. Also, if you'll see its food is going down, as the food goes down, it tames, so you want to make sure it doesn't run out of food, otherwise it's gonna, you know, you're gonna lose it and you're gonna have to knock it unconscious again or kill it or something. So it will automatically eat the berries in its inventory to tame it. However, it will not automatically eat the narcotics to keep it unconscious. So you will have to manually do that. Some dinosaurs, like the dodo, that unconscious bar goes down pretty darn quick. So you really got to keep on them. But other dinosaurs, you've got a little bit more leeway before they come back up. So typically you want to stay with the dinosaur as long as you can. And especially you want to make sure you've got the materials before you knock it unconscious. Because if you have to run around harvesting meat or harvesting narcotics to keep it down, you're going to lose track of it. Something can happen. Bad things, etc., etc. So this guy, he's going to go pretty quick. In the meantime, let's go murder another bird. Oh, this one's level 21. Holy cow. We'll save him. Now we're going to kill him. Murder time! Jeez, he's taking some hits. Now, if I use an axe on this thing, I'm more likely to get some hide. If you'll notice there, I only got 2 meat and 5 hide, or the last one I got 4 meat. So that's the difference of using an axe. Axe is for meat. Pickaxe is for death. Now, while we're waiting for this guy to tame, we're going to go ahead and put this fire down. I'm going to force feed him a few more narco berries. Gosh, I hope I don't run into actual berries. Now, the campfire works pretty simply. You put the wood in, put the meat in, light the fire, and it's going to cook. So while that's cooking, we're going to harvest some more berries so we don't lose our friend here. Because I thought I had enough berries, but apparently I don't. Oh gosh, we're running out of narco berries. We didn't get any narco berries on that last run. This is why I said to make sure you've got the supplies before you start it. I thought 7 would be enough, but apparently it is not. There's a brontosaurus all the way there. You do not want to piss those guys off. They will end your life very quickly unless you are pretty well geared. Okay, 1 narco berry. We might have to run back just with that 1 narco berry. Let's hope we get another one, maybe even 2 from this last. Nope. Okay, well, let's go back anyway. Take a little fall damage, maybe. All right, cool. No, we finished taming before we even got back. So normally when you're here, when they're done taming, you'll get the... Oh, I just pooped. Oh, I just pooped. Yeah, that's also a thing you can do in this game. You can poop. It's awesome. Pooping's great. But you can use it for fertilizer, so we're going to grab that. So yeah, so normally when you tame a dinosaur, it gives you the biography of that thing, what it's good for, what you know about it, if you can put a saddle on it, etc. The dodos aren't really good for anything except for carrying about 50 pounds worth of crap, which you're typically going to just give them their food for that. However, they do lay eggs and they do defecate, which is useful because the poop, both dinosaur and human, can be used for fertilizer, which you need to grow crops on a farm. So if you plan on being the ranching, farming type, you want to have some poop producers nearby. We're going to grab a few more of these things. Now, we did level up. That's the thing that popped up as we were cooking our food. I think this is what gave us the experience here. So we're going to put out the fire, grab this cooked meat, and put it in this slot here. Because I am starving to death, and you'll see as I'm eating this, that food bar is going to go up pretty rapidly. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put a point in his stamina, get a little bit of there. You'll also notice as we leveled up, more options became available to us here. Now this is going to require that we hit level 5 before we can get the slingshot, or I don't know, maybe it's not a slingshot. We just don't know. We just don't know. But I am going to get some gear. We're going to get some pants. We're going to get some water skin maybe, or shoes. I don't know. I got 7. Yeah, let's do the shoes and the gloves. There we go. Okay, so the boots require some more hide. I've only got 5, so we're just going to make some gloves and pants, which will give us a little bit more defense. Our tin armor got some durability. That's how much damage you take before it'll break. Hypothermic and hypothermic insulation, that's its resistance to heat and cold. That's another mechanic in this game, is if it's too cold, your food will go down much faster. Also, if it's too hot, your water will go down faster. You see, you're cold, you should find some warmth soon. That's how you get water in this game, which is actually a pretty important factor, is you just run in the water, and when you get deep enough, you'll eventually get some of that stat back. So, we're going to go back to our dodo here and ask it to follow us. I think that's hotkey Y. No, T. There we go, yeah. If you hit T, or inversely, you can press and hold E, and you have a range of options. We're going to change the name of this guy. We're going to name it Doo-Doo. Yeah. Okay, so Doo-Doo here is, I'm going to set him to passive. That way he will not attack anything, even if he's being attacked or I'm being attacked. It kind of keeps him alive longer if I just need to run away from something. So, oops, nope, we want to put out the fire. I'm going to grab this wood, and we need to level up before we can even make a base. So we can't make any storage containers to store our stuff. Weight is a factor. It's not based on inventory slots, but it's based on the weight of the items. So we're going to make some stuff until we have some levels. Or we're just gonna chop down. Yeah, let's just go. Let's go along the road here. Maybe we'll find something else to kill. I kind of wish I'd grabbed the spear engram. This Doo-Doo here, I gotta watch if he drops this. He drops some dinosaur poop over there. We're gonna get him to follow us this way. And aha! The bamboo and the little plant leaves things, they also drop fiber. Is a resource you can get from these things, and that's what you use. You can eventually make a lot of gear from that. Ironically, you don't actually make bandages from fiber. Oh, does that take? Yeah, it takes 50 fiber. Holy cow. Okay. Let's go ahead and make some campfires. We'll see we're getting levels from that. I do believe the fastest way to level up is to actually go out and kill stuff. So if you are not much for setting down a base, making stuff, you can just drop that axe. I'm just gonna drop those. I don't need those. I don't need that. I actually don't need my own poop. I'm not gonna carry that around. I'm also never gonna want those or that. I do like potatoes and I do like carrots, so I'm gonna hang on to these. There's a turtle which I could kill, but turtles are actually quite tough. They have a lot of health, as you would expect. Dodos, on the other hand, it's murder time. Plus, they can give me hide, which I need. Oh, or I can just break my pickaxe, or both of them. Flip. But luckily, you can repair. As you can see down there, I hit the button to select it again, and good as new. Time for more murder. Dang, that thing had a lot of health. So we're going to chop it with an axe, because we kind of need some hide, but we're not going to actually get any hide there. You don't have to make new tools as they break. You can just repair them, and it does give you a degree of experience for repairing them as well. And typically it requires less materials to do it that way as well. So I think I saw another dodo up here. We're going to try and murder him. We'll grab some berries in the meantime. And actually, I think I'm going to need some flint. So we're going to get some of that. Did they up the drop rate of rocks? I want to say they did. Yeah, they definitely did. Cool. Now, I just remembered we've got a little bit of meat on us from those last few dodos we killed. One very important mechanic you want to keep in mind in this game is that food, almost all food, will expire over time. And I'm going to show you that here. Make this campfire. So you'll notice it's got the spoils in 3 minutes, berries last. So in 3 minutes and 29 seconds, one of those Tinto berries is going to disappear. And it's just going to be gone and no good. The meat takes quite a bit longer to spoil, but instead of disappearing, the meat will turn to spoiled meat, which has uses in and of itself. You can feed spoiled meat to some pets. Some dinosaurs prefer that as their favorite food. It's also good for making narcotics, which is a stronger way to keep dinosaurs asleep while you tame them. So we're going to make ourselves a fire here and cook up some meat. Now we leveled up again. I am going to put a point into... Let's go ahead and go back to health again. So here the next thing I'm going to do is make a spear. That's a pretty important one to grab there. We're also going to do a sleeping bag and a hat. So the reason I did the sleeping bag, make ourselves a hat, is because when you die, you have an option. If you're not playing in hardcore mode, you have the option to respawn at one of the preset spawn locations, or if you have placed a sleeping bag or a bed, you can choose to spawn there as well. So if I've got a sleeping bag next to my base and I die while I'm adventuring, going getting materials, taming dinosaurs, whatever, I can choose to spawn next to my base instead. However, it needs quite a bit of hide, which we don't actually have any of. Could make more of those. What do I need? Oh, I just burned up my fiber. That was smart. Let's get some more fiber, and then let's kill some more dodos. Hopefully get some hide. More fiber. But good. Put on our hat, and I'm going to put on my hat skin, and spear goes there. Here we go. All right. So this is going to do much more damage than our hatchet does. You'll see it's got weapon damage 100%. This actually doesn't tell us how much weapon damage it does, but it's quite a bit more. As you can see, that died in 2 hits. Now here, oh yeah, I got 3 hide. 4 hide, nice, very nice. Now this turtle, you can kill it with the spears pretty early on. However, the spears had to have a tendency to break after a few hits. There's not a set number of hits. It's seemingly random, and it might have something to do with what you're hitting it against, or you know, how much damage it's done. Something to that effect. I haven't really found anything solid as to how long it'll last. Another dodo. A side note, if you're taming dodo birds, the females are the only ones that will drop eggs. If you're wanting an egg farm and you've got a bunch of boys, obviously that is not going to work. You might want to rethink your strategy there. So I'm going to make a couple of spears, and then we're going to take out this turtle. Alright, Donatello. Oh, he just pooped. Good. You're nice and poop ready for a fight. Oof, now he's going to hit me back and it's going to hurt pretty hard. So we're going to kite him a little bit. Try and poke him in the head. Back up. Obviously he's a turtle, so he's pretty slow. Oh gosh, but if I'm not smart, he will hit me. And you can see my health going down. I'm not doing a very good job kiting this guy. No, okay, it especially doesn't work if you back yourself into a rock. Oh gosh. Come on. I'm going to eat some food. Meat will restore your health. Oh, that wasn't too bad. We got him. Now we're going to chop him up for hide. And keratin. A resource found in carrots and turtles, apparently. Okay, so what did we get from this guy? We got quite a bit of hide. So yeah, now we should be able to make our sleeping bag. Oh darn, we're 3 short and a little bit of fiber short. That's a shame. We'll just have to keep gathering. And also our our spear didn't break. So, like I said, it's seemingly random. I haven't really found too much of a method for it. We're going to put out our fire. Go and just leave those logs in there. And go on a hunting trip. Here we go. Hunting for plants right now. Ooh, okay. Now, right ahead of us there, we got a little dealio. These guys are nasty in packs, but this one's on its own. So we're going to creep up on him and stab him in the face until he falls over. Watch out for the spitting. Oh, yep, see, he just spat. I was able to strafe and miss. I'm actually going to kite him around for a little bit and let him spit on me to show you guys what it does. Or he might just decide to murder me, I don't know. Yep, here it comes. It will obscure your vision. Now, at nighttime, that'll really mess you up. It'll be really hard to see through this little green. In the daytime, it's not too bad. You can still make out the basic shapes and whatnot. But again, we're going to chop up this guy for some hide. And of course, we're one short. Now over here, we got a Stegosaurus, I think I saw. Yep, here he's got. These guys are really good for gathering berries. But the saddle that you need to ride these guys is not for quite a few levels. We're hot. We should find some place to cool down. We could go into the jungle. It's pretty easy to get lost out there. The beach is a pretty safe place for your first base. Typically you don't see a whole lot of carnivores on the beach. Mostly herbivores, turtles, dodo birds, brontosaurus. Which the brontosaurus are one of like the highest damage dinos in the game. They're really amazing actually, but unfortunately they're pretty hard to kill. Just straight up. At least without a dino of your own. Once you've got a pretty solid carnivore to ride on, they're very good at getting meat, killing dinosaurs. It's a very quick way to get experience. So now I can hear this Bronto. I'm going to leave because I don't want to accidentally stab the Brontosaurus's foot as I'm trying to get this turtle down. That would be a very bad thing. I also don't want to stab my own stupid dodo there. Can't stab you in the face before you get to me. It's a good thing I've got a little bit of armor. Otherwise his attacks would really be messing me up even more. I'm going to eat a... oh, yep, see, we broke a spear there. Luckily we got extras. And I'm in a rut. He's going to climb over that wall. Some people like to trap these guys between trees. Oh, I killed him. Okay. That's an effective way to kind of get a free kill, especially if you've got a slingshot or a bow. You can just attack them from afar. The keratin, however you want to say it, this is very useful for mid to late game crafting materials. You can make houses out of it. The cement paste, it's very useful for that. We're leveling up very slowly. I'm going to drop this since I've already got a hat on. Now, oh yeah, we were going to make a sleeping bag, but we need some more fiber. Let's get some of that real quick.